Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into OpenEvidence. It's this AI platform that's really starting to shake things up in clinical decision support. Our goal here is pretty straightforward. We'll break down the key info from the company details and, reliable news sources we've looked at. Want to give you a solid grasp of it quickly without drowning you in data. And this isn't just like general AI talk. We're focusing on medicine, a really high-stakes area, and how this tool is directly affecting doctors and nurses. Okay, let's jump in.
Right. So OpenEvidence comes from Xyla Inc. It actually got its start back in 2022 through the Mayo Clinic Platform Accelerate program, though the company itself was founded a bit earlier, in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, it's based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Co-founders are Daniel Nadler, you might know him from Kensho, and Zachary Ziegler.
Got it. So fundamentally, what is OpenEvidence, and who's it really for?
Well, think of it as a specialized AI search engine, and it's also got a generative chatbot component. Crucially, it's only for verified healthcare professionals. The whole idea is to help them find evidence-based answers really fast.
From all the dense medical literature out there.
Exactly. Full-text articles, even multimedia sometimes. They pull from really trusted sources like JAMA Network, New England Journal of Medicine, top-tier publishers.
So the goal is keeping clinicians up to date, helping them make informed calls, basically right when they need the info.
Precisely. Right at the point of care. That's the key.
And they have that specialized tool, DeepConsult, right?
Mm-hmm.
That takes it a step further.
That's right. That's their sort of flagship AI agent. DeepConsult is designed to autonomously go through hundreds of studies.
Hundreds, wow.
Yeah, and then provide these comprehensive clinical summaries or syntheses. And here's the strategic bit. They offer DeepConsult for free.
Free to all doctors.
Verified U.S. doctors, yeah. Doesn't matter what hospital or clinic they're affiliated with.
That free access, that's a really interesting move. And the response seems, well, huge. The numbers are pretty staggering.
They really are.
Over 350,000 registered doctors. That's, what, more than 40% of all physicians in the U.S.?
Yep. Across something like 10,000 different hospitals and care centers.
And logging 7 to 8 million consultations a month. That tells you something, doesn't it?
It really does. It points to this almost critical need clinicians have for getting reliable answers, like now.
Yeah, an unmet need.
The growth rate is just, well, remarkable. They're adding over 50,000 new verified clinicians every month.
Seriously, 50,000 a month.
Yeah, it's genuinely one of the fastest platform growths in healthcare history. It kind of suggests the old ways of finding information just can't keep up anymore.
And that kind of user traction, well, that obviously gets investors interested big time.
Oh, absolutely.
They had that big Series A back in February 2025, right? $75 million, led by Sequoia. Valued them at $1 billion.
That's the one. And then just a few months later, July, they pulled in a $210 million Series B.
Oh!
Co-led by Kleiner Perkins and GV. That bumped the valuation up to $3.5 billion.
So total funding's over $300 million now. What are these major VCs seeing that makes it worth billions so fast?
Well, it's confidence, right? Confidence in their unique approach and definitely those strategic partnerships they've locked down.
The journal deals.
Exactly. They've got multi-year agreements with JAMA Network, for instance, to integrate full-text content. Similar deal with the NEJM group for their archives, specifically for training the AI models.
And Elsevier, too.
Right. They partner with Elsevier Health to power something called Clinical Key AI. It combines OpenEvidence's generative AI with Elsevier's own editorial content. These aren't just simple content licenses, they're deep integrations. It builds a strong, defensible data advantage.
Okay, so for our listeners, many are really deep into AI themselves. The big question probably is, how is OpenEvidence actually different? From the general purpose LLMs like GPT-4 or others we hear about constantly, what's the distinction?
That's a key point. Unlike those general models, OpenEvidence is purpose-built. It's trained only on peer-reviewed medical content from top journals.
So hyper-specialized training data.
Exactly. And it's high-pay compliant, which is obviously critical in healthcare. That specificity, that focus is everything. Their success, as people like Robert Wachter, ECSF, have pointed out, really hinges on earning physician trust.
And they seem to be doing that. Used in 75% of hospital clinical workflows.
During office hours, yeah. It shows it's embedding itself. It's not just some general tool they might occasionally use. It's becoming part of the workflow, a domain-specific expert, essentially.
So DeepConsult isn't just like a fancy chatbot answering simple questions. It's doing heavy lifting analytically.
Very much so. The sources describe it delivering, quote, PhD-level medical syntheses, and doing it way faster than a human possibly could through manual review.
What does that mean practically for a doctor day to day?
It means potentially taking research that could take months, literally months, and condensing it down into minutes.
Wow.
Imagine you have a complex case, maybe a rare condition. You need to understand the latest studies. DeepConsult can analyze hundreds of relevant papers almost instantly.
And it's free for them. How does OpenEvidence make money then?
Primarily through an advertising-supported freemium model and enterprise partnerships, like the one with Elsevier.
Right. Now, obviously, any platform scaling this fast, especially in medicine, is going to face challenges. The sources did mention some concerns, didn't they, about evidence reliability?
Yes, there have been some user reports flagging issues, things like occasionally finding outdated information or potentially even recommendations that aren't quite right anymore.
Like the example with graded exercise therapy, GAE, for MECFS.
Exactly. Recommendations like DET for myalgic encephalomyelitis chronic fatigue syndrome have become quite controversial, and some users reported seeing it suggested. It just highlights the need for constant vigilance and updates.
Yeah, continuous oversight.
And it brings up a broader technical point about AI summarization. Even when trained on peer-reviewed sources, there's always this inherent risk of subtle bias, maybe misinterpretation, or what people call hallucination.
Especially with medical knowledge evolving so quickly.
Precisely. So ensuring the AI's output isn't just fluent and plausible, but actually reliably accurate, that's a constant focus. Rigorous validation is key.
Yeah.
So just to kind of pull it together, OpenEvidence has really quickly become this major player in clinical decision support. It's managed to blend sophisticated AI with trusted medical sources in a way that doctors are clearly finding valuable.
Right.
It's deep journal partnerships, that real focus on the physician user experience, and just its incredible organic growth have really driven its ascent.
Yeah, it really feels like it's setting a new benchmark for these kinds of evidence-based AI tools. And while they clearly have ongoing technical hurdles around, reliability and making sure edge cases are handled correctly, it's that strong backing from investors, their massive user base, and that very targeted strategy puts them in a really powerful position. They're arguably one of the most influential medical AI platforms out there today. So, wrapping up, what's the final thought for you listening? Well, look at OpenEvidence's rapid growth, its very specific focus. What might its path tell us about how specialized AI tools could develop and be adopted in other fields, law, finance, engineering? And what does it say about that future mix of human expertise and AI-driven efficiency? Something to consider.